In light of California's executive order towards fixing boys and men, in part 2, I explained why the paths for men to enter teaching and therapy careers is broken. Now let's dive into what men are building instead, and why those spaces are often more effective than the official system that Newsom's order wants to expand. From private coaching groups to professional-led YouTube and Discord communities, men are creating support networks that actually welcome them and attend to their masculine needs. You probably know of several, and they're not unstructured. They're not random chat rooms. They're actually action-focused spaces run by peers and often fully credentialed experts. They deliver coaching, accountability, and real-world problem solving without the institutional baggage of formal therapy, and they do it in a style that men actually use. So in this final part, I'll break down what those groups look like, how they work through principles that I write about, and why orders like California's cannot compete unless the entire nation's culture changes from the ground up. Hey, I'm Todd. I'm an author and a research psychologist who supports men, and I hope that my content earns your subscription. Faced with a shortage of male teachers and therapists, in addition to a lingering reluctance to seek help, many men have started building their own support systems, and I love it. These include everything from invite-only online forums to structured in-person groups that operate kind of like a hybrid of personal improvement with a side of mentorship. Some of these are free and organized around life stages or events. Others, as you know, they run on paid membership with regular online sessions, maybe retreats or guided discussions. With offering so much more than mental reconditioning, the value of these systems lies within their authority without apology and their calibrated problem solving that fits with how men communicate. 15 years ago, pretty much the only option was a meetup, but increasingly, these communities live online, whether it's channels like this one, private coaching sessions, or a simple Discord server. Even when it's not a formal therapy session, men are getting what they need, and they get it tailored to perfection, often from formally educated and licensed mental health professionals. The guidance often mirrors what you'd hear in a therapist's office, minus the feminist framing or the sense that you're entering a room in which you're the problem to fix. And before bed, she's sharing your insecurities at happy hour with the rest of her T-app users from her office. From a rules of engagement standpoint, this is resource management. With lower friction, it has protection of personal value and male-driven relevance to better understand and give a return to men who are asking. One of the aspects that I really appreciate about many of these groups is that they function like therapy without branding themselves as such. They provide accountability, belonging, and practical problem solving that's often rooted in shared masculine experience. Many of them adopt clear expectations of conduct, they offer evidence-based guidance, and favor concrete steps as opposed to extended emotional digging. Whether it's finances and fitness or leadership and relationships, their messages are simple. Action and discussions that actually resonate. Quite simply, it's not a plethora of dialectical behavior therapy, Gestalt therapy, or existential therapy that women love to learn about in grad school and cannot wait to show off to their clients. The growth of men's self-directed sources of support also reflects a broader and continuing distrust of formal systems that we discussed. When 80% of therapists are women, as I discussed in part 1, and the dominant norms of traditional settings do not address male communication, many men choose real-world knowledge and authority of other men who actually get it without translation. California's executive order does give a little attention to this trust gap, yet it still tries to pull men back into this same traditional system, recruiting male teachers and therapists without acknowledging the hostile training or institutional attitudes that those men would have to be working within. That risks creating token placements while the majority of men keep seeking answers and support where the process actually fits for them. In practice, these independent communities for men are doing what traditional services claim they want, re-engaging men who have already checked out. The difference is that they do it with understanding of masculine authority, the preservation of dignity, and calibrated delivery without permission, paperwork, or political posturing. As I also recommend in Rules of Engagement, it's imperative for men to take control of their own outcomes. And maybe that means re-engineering the entire support landscape on their own terms and outside the reach of traditional resources. The signal for the past 5 years is very, very undeniable. If mainstream services do not adapt to men, men will keep building systems that do. For those of you who are still here, thank you tremendously, and I really do want to know your thoughts. Should traditional services adapt to men as Newsom and his government want, or should they be replaced? If you missed parts 1 and 2, the links for those videos are in the comments. I really want to know your thoughts in the comments, so please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.